So my psychotherapist, Dr. Krüger, she fell down the staircase, and now I don't have her appointment right now. So I'm talking to myself here as a psychotherapeutical session, and I would like to talk about psychotherapy, psychosis, and being psychic, basically, the Iself, and how to balance alchemy. So thank you, Dr. Krüger, for being with me. And yeah, basically from the start point here, I would like to say, um, yeah, it's about your behavior. How do you behave? How do you behave in your environment? How you behave according to others and with others. What do you do? How do you represent yourself? How do you mirror each other? And from that point, you start to understand your your overself. Is it called the overself? It's über-ich. And once you tap into that, when the subconscious mind is basically underneath, and but your astral body or your psychic self is above. And once you become very psychic, you get psychosis. Once you stay a long time in that realm, once you be very high up into the mountains, you become psychotic. And I was there, and I sometimes still there, and I have to balance that with alchemy, basically. Balance my chakras, balance my glands to be and to behave good in society, right? Because certainly we live not in mountains here. We don't live alone. We live with others. We live in society, and that's basically what we should um, understand, and how we should behave with others, right? That's a major key here. So yeah, God is always watching. This is why I do this live stream. Well, you see how far it can go. I was kind of quick with my workout routine, and yeah, maybe like half an hour, so I can then drive to work, and yeah, let's see how it goes, how it flows here. So yeah, the key. What is the key? The key is yourself, right? The key is already in you. This is why you see, there's my magic book, my document holder, my calendar, and it looks magical, right? Look at all these ornaments there. Nice, huh? So that's a major thing. How many YouTubers do live streams and they zoom into their phone? This is why I can tell this all a joke, and nobody's actually real, right? Or they just don't do it. I don't know, but somehow is very interesting. It's what you make out of yourself. That's what it will become. And I plan to become a children's and young adult psychologist. To get my money actually with it, to get my paycheck. And you then have to work with the insurance. You have to work with different financial systems, and yeah, it starts from a chaos point and it becomes beautiful because everything emerges from and grows from the chaos realm. Isn't it like that? So yeah, I was also ordering myself a blanco sheet of paper, A4 book for from paper blanks to write down my magic at university, and I probably will also get a smaller one that I can carry with myself from and in school, because now I just do it with papers and I put them in the folder. But if you have a book, it's makes yourself better, I think. So, what else? Taking caffeine, smoking, going to work, going to university, talking to yourself at the mirror, doing Kalari 2, doing magic, doing kickboxing, burning holes into your seat. Shit happens, right? So, always be on time, right? Be on time at work. So somehow I think sometimes time isn't ticking, right? Still have half an hour to talk. Yeah, but it's good. Tomorrow actually I don't have to work, right? So just have an appointment at the evening. Let's write that down so I don't miss it. Chunichi. So yeah, actually, yeah, I don't have to work tomorrow, so I can plan my moving. It's like old Japanese style, because my father was in Japan when he was a little boy. So story time. And he always said these Japanese guys, they always be on freaking time. They always be right. Like, look at the clock, how it's ticking, and they were waiting in the car, and once it hit the exact time, they open the door and they come out. Old school Japanese style, you be on time, right? So, and I actually also plan with paper blanks. There's a great brand here. I don't support a lot of brands, but paper blanks, nice books and good quality pages. To offer that to my students to get their own calendars working. And so basically, everything that you write down can become a reality. But certainly somehow it's not working also. But it's working also. And you don't know. Right? But, you can write down pretty much everything. Will it change certain things? You just dictate yourself. You dictate, you become your own dictator. Once you are in primary school, you write a dictate, dictator, because why you have a dictator? You have a dictator because you can't write or spell or speak for yourself. That's why you have a dictator. I don't say that dictators are good or bad. I just I just tell you why you would have one. And actually, it's always about controlling mechanisms, about structuring. That's mainly what it is about. That's what I can tell you. That's why we have dictators or, kings and kaisers. And do you like the consciousness soup that you consume? Sometimes I like, interesting. Interesting phenomena. And I would also say, like work is is ruling your mind, or work is dictating your mind. You need work to understand yourself and to mirror yourself in others or in whatever you do. You could be a builder, you could be see also these words that I use. So the words that you use are your reality because you speak that. So words come and go. Certain ideas, certain in German Begrifflichkeiten. They just they come and go, and you philosophize about certain things. You use art, you use your Kunstbegleitbuch, your magic book, and these things are the things and the ones and the zeros you see in the matrix grid. That's probably how it works. And sometimes, I'm like, why? Like, what does it do that I speak that? What does it change? And then we have certain phenomena in the environment, like the coronavirus. Like, okay, we are way too high up into the crown chakra. Let's balance the chakras and to structure. Basically, it's about structuring communities. And if you like movies like Hüter der Erinnerung, like you have certain injections that people get. You have certain vaccines. You have certain toxins, or everything is toxic. Is toxic. Pizza is toxic. But these toxins are injected into the flesh to control and structure humans to work in community or society. Because we have these warfares or these problems in society, and I could always come back to the Zhuan Falun, to Falun Gong, be like, hey, it's about truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance, and you develop yourself and cultivate yourself in that. Also, according to others, according to the highest values in the universe, truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance. So, on every realm, these values are important and probably ruling or dictating. To get a better society. But then we can also talk about, our roots, or the hell, the heel, the soul. But to understand that you go through basically martial arts training, because that's where the phoenix rises from the ashes. You burn yourself alchemically down, and you raise from it. And I use these words, and certainly people can't really understand it, or that this is not scientific, it's esoteric. But science, science and esoterics or magic or everyday language or psychotherapy, like psychology, uh, educational training, different languages, they basically all root in the same thing, right? Isn't it like that? It grows from it. It's like a tree, and then you have different branches, but it all comes from a seed. So, that's also what when one ape is able to do it, probably the others will follow. And not in the understanding of, hey, this ape is now ruling. It's just like this ape has figured something out the others haven't, and he shares. So it's also stupid what I just was rambling through in university. This warfare of data, especially in the scientific realm, or where a lot of researchers are. Researchers, they search something again. Research. So you search for something, but actually you try to figure out something that is already there. But you just look at it from a different perspective. So this warfare of data, I would like to have your data, but you won't get mine. And see, that's the problem. That's the exact problem that we have. Who shares? Everybody's so selfish, You sell the fish. You sell the fish. But basically, in the aquarium, the fishes are just swimming, existing. They be in the ocean. Like a bee, like it's all for free, actually. But then we've come up with this fuckery. It's like, oh, Jan, you can rhyme so good. It's like the giver. I give you something. What people make out of it is a different story. But actually, I just give, and we see what happens from it. The blast of consciousness. Still have 20 minutes to kill. So we be on time at work. And we do it. Doing it. And sometimes I really ask, why? Why do it again, certain dictations and things that we do. Yeah, it's way too personal, John. It's way too personal what you share. But yeah, I'm not so good with wearing your masks. I'm not so good with that. But anyways, sun gazing, distilled water, urine therapy, purification of the mind, body, soul, alchemy, cold showers, hot showers, and certainly, if we take a look into YouTube or like channels, what kind of words are people using for a show, and how do they represent yourself? How do they represent themselves? Themselves. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a story. And I make the mistake over and over again, and I certainly really have to learn that I'm like, okay, I figure something out, and it has to be like that for the others. On the one hand, it's actually just my character, because I'm like in a warfare, in a gameplay, in a setting, I would probably be the medic, trying to heal both parties that are stupidly fighting each other. And I would be just on the front and be like, okay, I just try to heal them. I try to heal red, and I also try to heal blue. Or I try to heal red, and I try to heal blue. I try to heal left and right. Just for financial interests and a little bit of self gain, and also for an imaginational border, borderline psychotic. That's what probably these high military people are, borderline psychotic, because they be like, oh, the border is here, and we have to grow over the border to get more territory. When I would tell you, if you look for gold, take a look into your urine, take a look into your piss. This is what gold is. But certainly, not many people are understanding this obvious truth that urine has this capacity. Basically, it all steams off. I don't know if you can see it. You know, but the goal here is probably not to piss off, but to piss in. it's about becoming a better um becoming a better human, right? Becoming a better being, basically. You just be better. And this is about your focus, what you put your focus on is what it becomes. So you just be like, okay, I don't focus on the kids that are violent, or I don't focus on the kids that are having, uh, it's part of it. Violence is part of childhood, but for the imagination thing, because once you really focus onto that, the children recognize it, and I just focus on the good. Focus on good things in the group. Focus on truthfulness. Focus on compassion. Focus on tolerance, and speak more with the kids. Just be like, you can do it. Have a bit fun. Play with them. Yeah. Basically, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy, yo. So yeah, one little puff, then I go to work, be on perfect time. Yeah, so like I said, the Third World War is probably spiritual. It's about, yeah, the next realm. And that you can express yourself, Be whoever you want on the internet, but anchor that also in your actual real life. And we focus on a better society, right? So violence is part of it. This is why you should probably get into martial arts or even fitness training, just some movement. Plus, get into Shivambukalpa and lead your heart towards more truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance. It's easy. But we get stuck up, and master your alchemy, basically. You know when to ingest a coffee, when to ingest a tea, when to eat. In my alchemy is probably not for you, but certainly it balances, and it becomes something in the middle. Because we obviously could be like, okay, fuck all of this, I drop out. So you become a dropout. But then you'd be like, oh, okay, the I self is understanding itself through the mirror. So if I understand myself through the others, I dictate them something, but also I see myself in the reflection, and I'd be like, okay, I adapt something from them into myself. And it's probably weird, if I would tell you, that the YouTube videos help me with understanding myself, because you just talk to yourself. But it's part of, waking up. That's for sure. So listen to some good music, enjoy yourself at work, and yeah, that's what I could tell you. Give the people vitamin D and vitamin B12. Probably get some arginine, tyrosine. Drink some more water. Do some, you know, if I would be a doctor, and I probably don't see it that often, what would I try to, my interest is always to heal. So I would give you three postures out of kinetic yoga because it's about opening up the pathways. Do obviously also some Kalari too and kickboxing, but we need some more time with that. So, um, kinetic yoga, simple postures, drinking urine, and getting some supplements. Would I make some money with it? Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah, and can you, but obviously, are you corrupt or can you stand behind the things that you basically offer? See, this is why many doctors they don't have like a live stream YouTube channel. Because probably they're not true. They play, and I also understand that, they have to get their paycheck and they have to pay all these bills. But see, this is the part of it. That's the part of playing the game in society. Because you get financially dictated onto certain programs, you know. It's like, oh, these people can fix that, these people build that, these people work on that for me. And I'm turning 30 this year. I'm not ready yet to have own children, but I will be, you know. I can do this. Probably 9 to 10 years. Most people are like get their children at their late 30s. That's a good age. So you can actually care about the children in society, right? What you do. And it's about learning behavior, you know, putting the things down in your calendar, doing the paperwork, you know, writing with your own hand, and also writing on the computer. I have to get more into that again because I'm doing a lot of things by hand these days, and that's the true thing. You actually do it with your hand. You put your signature under certain papers. Your sign of nature. And you burn the trees, and the trees reconsume. And that's the consciousness play. Some higher education, some adult education, some lifelong learning, some personal enrichment, some shamanic empowerment. And fuck, yeah, in the end, I'd always do it for myself. I tried to do it for others, but I actually do it for myself. Isn't that strange? And it works, it mirrors. I know that. Part of psychosis. So yeah, I would say this was a pretty good psychotherapy for me. A good therapeutical session. So now we can go to work, be on time, do everything correct. So in these humble words, I love you. And listen to some good music, enjoy yourself, and enlighten the world.